I'm open to pretty much all points of view. But if you want me to look at your point of view, you've got to look at mine as well. So the title of this video, and what I'm going to start out saying, is that everybody stims. So let's have a look at what stimming is. And stimming is self-stimulatory behaviour. It's generally repetitive movements, and it has a purpose. The purpose of stimming is to self-regulate. And when I say self-regulate, I'm talking self-regulate the sensory input that you're getting. I'm talking about self-regulating the emotions that you're feeling, self-regulating your anxiety, self-regulating physical pain, self-regulating excitement. Because I'm autistic, it doesn't matter to me if it's a good emotion, like something I'm really, really excited about, or if it's a bad emotion, something that I'm really scared of. If I get too much for either one, I overload. And when I start to overload, if I cannot self-regulate, then I have a meltdown, or I have a shutdown. So stimming is so important. But the thing is, stimming, it's a bit of a dirty word, isn't it? I think most of us, we've been shamed for stimming. And this is why I really want to challenge that, and I want you all to look at what I'm saying when I say everybody stims. So let's take a look in popular media. And I'm not really up to date on a lot of programmes, so I'm not going to drop programme names in. But let's look at, say, a medical drama, and you're watching this programme, the loved one's rushed into hospital, and they're rushed into surgery, and so you have this person, and they're pacing up and down the corridor to show how anxious they are about their loved one in surgery. Are they going to make it? And they're pacing. Pacing is stimming. It is self-stimulatory behaviour to self-regulate that emotion. Let's switch scenes, and we've got a girl waiting for a date, having a cup of coffee. She picks up her teaspoon and she's staring and staring. She might not even have added sugar, but we're staring, we're tapping, we're staring, we're tapping. It's giving us something to look at. It's a visual stim. Tapping is an auditory stim. We've got the movement. It's a moving stim. I've forgotten the sense name for movement. It's a stim. It's accepted as ordinary. It's a socially acceptable stim, like pacing when you've got a loved one in surgery. Now, I'm a girl, so girly stims. If I twirl my hair, play my hair, that is stimming. I can move my hair in front of my face. That's not quite socially acceptable to keep doing that, but twirling your hair, it's very, very, very socially acceptable stim. It's another one. Repeatedly putting on lip balm. Actually, smoking as well. When you're looking at all stims, smoking's another big one. This is becoming more and more apparent now, where you have the vaping, and the amount of people I know who have got themselves down to vape liquids with no nicotine in, but they cannot stop vaping, and they beat themselves up. They don't understand why they can't stop it altogether. It's because it's a stim. It's because they're doing it when they're anxious, when they're stressed, when they're angry, to regulate themselves. That movement, stimming. Another one you see on TV, pens, tapping pens. Generally, if you've got teachers, yeah, I'm gonna say school dramas. I really need to know what these program names are. You tap the pen. It's an indication of boredom, it's an indication of impatience, and it's how you're regulating those feelings. So these, all ones I've just shown you, they are all displayed in the media by ordinary people who are not told are autistic, who are not showing other autistic behaviours, all engage in these behaviours. So why are we saying that's fine for them to do, but when someone autistic does it, it's not okay? Now, I've had this conversation with a lot of people recently, and one answer I get given to that is, well, you do it an awful lot more. You know what? Yes, I do. I get anxious an awful lot. I need to regulate. A lot of my stims aren't immediately obvious. I tend not to put my hair down. That was deliberate to show you hair twirling. But for instance, this. I wrap up in fluffy blankets. Now this is a cow. It's made of the same material. So if I'm leaving the house, I can take this with me, and I can subtly stroke it to stim. It's soft, so you've got the touch. It's sensory. It's soothing. And if I need to take it off, because I'm going into a medical appointment or something, I can wrap it around my arm and still play with it. It's fine. And I get really cross when I get told, and I was told this in a physio appointment about a month ago, you need to put that down. Why? Why could I not hold this through my physio appointment? Now, I understand, because I'm having physio down on my neck and my shoulder. I understand that you can't play with that with both hands. I do understand that we need to work around what we need to do here. But there was no reason I couldn't hold my stim. Another one that I do a lot is play with teaspoons and coffee. Another one, this is me excited, and again, it seems to be fairly accepted, but it does get pointed out to me a lot. When I'm getting really excited about something, I do this. It's my little happy dance. You know, if you type into an iPhone hug, the emoji that comes up, and it's a smiling face with the hands, I thought that was a happy dance emoji. I thought that was the stimming emoji. It wasn't until someone told me it meant hugging that I was like, oh. So I thought, finally, we're getting acceptance. Widestream acceptance now. I still use it to mean I'm doing this way now. So it's stimming. It's not harmful. It's self-regulatory. Everyone does it, and we need to embrace it. And now the other reason I think it's become a dirty word, it's something to be avoided, is I stim when I'm distressed. And when I'm distressed and I'm waiting in a doctor's office, I'm in a hospital, I'm waiting at the dental office, and there's lots of input around me, there's lots of noises that I can't control. I'm very, very anxious about what's going to happen. Quite often I'm in physical pain. And my stimming will look like this. It's very typical autistic stim. And I'm trying to block out the noise. Sometimes I might continually cup my hands over my ears. I'm humming. Again, it blocks out some of that sensory input. And I'm rocking. I rock quite a lot. Actually, I was doing some reading about this. Rocking movements, bouncy up and down movements, they activate the vestibular sensory system. So that fluid in your inner ear, it's activating that. And I think it also goes back to when you're a baby and you're being rocked in your mother's arms. It's very safe input. So yes, I can look very strange when I'm making noises, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And I've had this dealt with in two ways. Number one, and my dentist that I see is part of a special dentistry team, which is very she sees a lot of autistic patients and lots of patients that can't cope seeing ordinary dentists, and she will come out and she'll see me in the waiting room doing this, and I'll have my hood over, I'll be trying to block out visual stimuli as well as the auditory, and she will say, "What's the matter, Ruth?" I might be verbal enough to say too noisy, too people-y. I might not be verbal. And then she'll say, "Do you want to come and sit in the office and wait where it's a bit quieter while we clean up and we get ready for you?" Yes. And so she helps me through to the office, and I sit down in a chair, and they leave me doing this, and it will start slowing down as there's less auditory input. My hands will start to come away from my ears, the humming will quieten, and I will regulate some of the anxiety that I've had from the additional noise, and then we'll be able to get on with the dental treatment at a time once I've self-soothed enough. And on the other hand, and I've had these experiences with lots of healthcare professionals. I'm not going to use the word nurse because I do not know how many of the people that I've encountered with this have been qualified and how many people have been healthcare assistants. Both do very valuable jobs, and I'm very aware this is not all nurses. Been in A&E, I've been on a hospital ward, and I've been doing the same thing. And usually by the time I've got to this point, I've been told I can't have the curtains drawn even part way around my bed to block out the sensory input of the amount of other people that are walking around or the brightness of the light that's shining down. And then they'll come up to me, "Ruth, you need to stop. You need to take your hands away from your ears so I know that you are listening to me. You need to be quiet. You need to be quiet because you are disturbing other patients. I can't help you until you are staying still. I cannot give you medication to help you with your pain until you are quiet, you have removed your hands from your ears and you are staying still." And the input that they start raising their voice, and they stand over you and they're looking down at you and they're raising their voice, and I'm starting to rock more violently, and I'm starting to hum louder and louder, and so they raise their voice, they compete with this. "Ruth, you're not helping yourself, you need to stop now. Stop now." And I might end up screaming because what they're saying, "You're making yourself worse." What they are not recognising is the behaviour is escalating in response to them. The behaviour is escalating because they are adding more auditory input on me when I am already overloaded from the amount of sensory input I have, from the amount of pain that I am in, and I am trying to regulate that enough to be able to communicate. And they do not recognise the impact that their behaviour is having on me. So the next time you see someone stimming, don't mention it. If you see someone stimming and they look to be in distress, try to give them space. Try to see if there is a way that you can reduce the sensory input within the environment that they are in. And ask their carer what you can do to help. Don't make assumptions, and don't keep on raising your voice at them, please. Please, let's stop shaming people for stimming, and let's start praising people for self-regulation.